Hello, hello, hello! It's Supermoon Tarot here with a very fun pick a card where we are going to be answering the question, what do you need to focus on to achieve financial success? Because I personally believe everyone's capable of it, but most of the time there's something in our way. An obstacle, a decision we need to make, maybe even something personally we need to work on. And I'm here today to read the cards and give you whatever you need to hear right now in this moment. So we got deck number 1, 2, and 3. Below in the description is a time slot with the deck in accordance. Go pick it, and then I will read your cards. So let's start with deck number 1. Let's push these bad boys out of the way. It's time for deck number 1 to shine. I think I need to move these over. Oh, okay. All right. Just give me a moment to look at them. My OCD is being activated. Okay. Okay. You have too many projects going on. There are too many coals in the fire, whatever the proverbial phrase is, and things are simmering, but nothing's really taking shape. And a lot of these projects seem to be like-minded as well. It is wearing you thin. I think it's exhausting you emotionally. And honestly, I think it's messing up your thinking, your intuition, your ability to make the right decision. And you're just kind of lost. You're doing a lot and not getting anything in return. So the cards seem like they are telling me to tell you to pull it back. Limit the amount of projects you're working on. It doesn't mean you still shouldn't have multiple things happening at once, but instead of 8, maybe pull it down to 3. Instead of 4, pull it down to 2. Stop spreading yourself so thin, especially when it seems like a lot of these projects, look at them carefully, are a little more closely related than you realize. And you should kind of start with, if they are going to be different projects, I think they should be totally different, seeds, as if you will. You know, maybe one's a bulb of a flower, one's a walnut of a tree, and another one's like a bush or something. Make them completely different from the other and get a very solid foundation going on. I know this might feel like a little bit of a step backwards. You probably are very exhausted, but you need to reset, step back, and get this going. Once you've got this solid foundation going on and your trees or your plants start blooming, they can interact with each other. One can kind of, affect the other. So think of it as if you need more of a definitive answer, think of it as maybe you want to start a crystal shop. So that's one seed. Maybe you want to start a YouTube gaming channel. That's another seed. And then maybe for some regular income at the moment, you want to work as part-time as a barista at your local, coffee shop or whatever. So these are 3 different things going on. Focus on them. Less is more. Get really good at them. Understand your habits, your routine, all that type of stuff, and slow it down. Less is more. Now, I will say this though. Your decisions to work on multiple projects and kind of make all these decisions are not kind of unwarranted or in your mind. You might feel like it's only your choice, you're deciding all of this, you're making all these kind of decisions out of fear, but I see kind of a looming shadow figure in the background. I see it as one person, to be honest with you. And this one person is kind of gaslighting you. They are catching you when you're at your weakest. They are kind of giving you what you think is the right answer, the thing that's in the moment temporarily lifting your spirits and helping you continue to move forward in your projects. But in fact, it's the thing that's pulling you further away from the right decisions, kind of being more connected. It's they're pulling you more and more away from yourself. I feel like their intentions are kind of out of insecurity. It seems like they are making these decisions, not because they personally hate you, but they are unable to make the right decisions to enable themselves to succeed. So by you not succeeding, at least they're not falling farther behind you. You know what I mean? So it's not I think if it wasn't you, they'd pick someone else, but I think there is something so kind of prolific about your work ethic, and they really want to latch onto that and kind of bring it down because they're scared of it. So to help with this is probably why I kind of get this is like the cards are kind of telling me like this is why you're picking so many things. Something's not catching on fast enough. You start another project again and again and again. So you need to pull back, right? You need to, at times when you make these decisions in your business, to slow down and kind of do nothing and observe. Look around you. Start to notice the same people who are around you time and time again when you feel you're weakest. And you might be surprised. I'm not saying anything specific like it is a friend or a family member, but don't think that it couldn't be them is what I'm saying. Like, be aware of who is around you. Probably take time to not give all of your information out about your plans in the future, businesses. Maybe keep a little bit of that privately to yourself. That will prevent someone from kind of guiding you in the wrong direction. I also think that might help you start to seek out who is the person and like taking away their power and their ability. You need to kind of pull back and make decisions wisely. Also, I think in the past, because there's a bit of a feeling of wanting to make a decision now, like an impatience to having financial success and adding more and more projects to get an answer, it might be a wise idea, from what I can see from the cards, that you need to accept sometimes that you need to like sit down and not make a decision for a month. Oh, but I missed my mark when I can release a certain project I wanted to release on. You might need to wait a month. And guess what? I can tell you more times than not, you're going to, like without even doing anything, miss a scandal you could have accidentally been a part of, or a bad decision, or you learn that the person you're ordering products from wasn't the right person. Take longer time periods to make decisions. Not every decision, you don't need to stress about it, but you'll feel when it's right. Slow down, scale down your projects, make your projects more varied, and really give them root and strength, and beware someone is trying to like kind of slow you down and make you like frenzy up your emotional fire inside. So yeah, that's deck number 1. Now time for deck number 2. Okay. Give me a second to look at these cards. This deck is all about leadership. It feels like you are a leader through and through, even if you are a middleman to a cubicle job, or you're not the manager, you're the person below the manager. It does not matter where you are. The universe keeps giving you decisions that allow you to be more influential in your own decision making for your career and your success, and the success of others in the general business that you're working for altogether than you know. But it seems like there's a fear to make these decisions, that you're afraid of being someone who is kind of defined by the unpopular choice. The choice that maybe is best for, again, yourself or the business, not everyone agrees with. And when you are seen this way, you're seen as someone that you don't necessarily connect with. You know what I mean? Maybe you see yourself as very happy-go-lucky, and when you make these decisions, people see you as someone that's like stern and unfeeling, and you don't enjoy being seen that way. You really care about being your most authentic self. But in a way, by not making these decisions, you're feeling more and more unbalanced in yourself, your job, your own decision makings, and you're kind of like keeping up a false sense of like, oh, everything's fine, I'm okay. And you don't realize it, but the more imbalanced you feel and the less you avoid kind of like the universe is saying like, yo, you're meant to be a leader, the longer it's taking you to move anywhere, get closer to where you are. So you're going to need to kind of accept that you are a leader. Again, you do not need to be in an actual leadership position. You have more control than you're aware of. And speaking of seeing yourself as someone you're not, think of going to work as like a mask you put on. And when you put on this mask, it is the best decisions possible. It is a job. It is what you need to do. And if people don't want to be your friends or they see you as not that person, you need to know who you really are. And who you are is someone who makes the right decisions. And at the same time, when you go home, you're that fun-go-lucky, whoever you are, who you feel most connected to. And start kind of embracing this mask you put on, and then you also take off at the same time. Now keep in mind, I do think that people will come to respect both sides of you and understand there's two sides of you. I don't think that they will only see you for this person making the unpopular decisions, or, maybe pushes away like you'll find people who accept you for this and even embrace it. But if you don't, I think I do see you though, building friendships nonetheless. Keep in mind, you can always make friendships out of work. That's just like my own personal 2 cents I'm adding there, if that's a fear of yours or anything like that. So in being able to be this leader, this person that makes decisive, quick actions, I think you're going to need to build up a sense of confidence and strength. You need to build up that confidence and strength in your education for the business. So whether you're self-employed and you need to start a binder, right? You need to understand, what would your rival do? What are other shipping companies? What are other people doing? What am I doing? What did I do in the past? You need to have kind of an answer for everything. And again, if you are a smaller type of middleman position, like let's say you're just a barista at a coffee shop, you're not even the shift leader or anything like that. How can you describe coffee better to the customer? How can you get the customer's order ready even faster so they learn to associate with you with like a really, maybe they want to tip you better because they see you as somebody who's always professional on time with giving their order. Whatever that position is, you need to become more educated than anyone. So you kind of get into this flow where you just naturally know the right thing to do. There's never a doubt in your mind what is the next thing to do because you already have it pre-planned. You already know when this happened, that happened. And I think as you gain this sense of confidence, you will no longer worry about how people see you. You will find like you are being your most authentic self. And your most authentic self is someone who is successful as a leader and is able to have fun, when that's kind of like all done and said. So don't be afraid of making the hard decisions. Don't be afraid of being a leader. Become very educated. Again, it does not matter where you're at in your career. I kind of see you being successful no matter what job you're at, but become like the best one there. But I would definitely say keep your leadership and your information to yourself. Do not let people know how successful you are. Do not let people know that you're kind of secretly making decisions. And it's not being about conniving or making a decision that could hurt someone else. Not at all. Just you'll know what to do. You've got a lot of intelligence about you, and you'll make the right educated decision. So that's deck number 2. Now, deck number 3. Ooh. Okay, all right. Okay. This is... Oh, okay. Success is coming for deck number 3, and quick. My goodness. Let me just... Sorry, I'm a little bit OCD. Gotta line them up. Deck number 3 is so interesting because, and I'm not trying to compare here, but in deck number 1 and 2 is about decisions you needed to make at work. But in deck number 3, your personal life is closely intertwined with the success you have in your career. The better you feel, the better decisions you make, you're more intuitive with those decisions to be made. And in general, the universe seems to throw you a lot more opportunities, especially with like promotions and, better people to work with and so on and so forth. So the better you feel in your personal life, the more success you have in your career. Now, get excited, deck number 3, because I see a whole lot of success coming your way. And I mean like very fast. I see a new positive beginning with your financial growth. So I see a big opportunity popping up when you least expect it. And I also see like a new age in your emotional growth. It's going to be this wonderful, rare type of feeling where you simultaneously feel like a kid again. You kind of are trusting again, you're more passionate again. It's like you've been reborn. But you have all that beautiful wisdom and things you've learned and experienced in the past, you know, however old you are. And you're going to bring those two together. So you're going to be like the new evolved version of yourself. This is your Pokemon age. And when you have this is so important, both the emotional growth and going it forward in this new beginning with your finances, because I see a long and hard road for you. It's all positive, but it's like you're never going to be stagnant. You're going to constantly get promotions, constantly get opportunities, and this is a positive thing, but it will feel overwhelming. There will be a lot of decisions to be made. Once you get comfortable with someone, working with someone, you might be moving on to a new relationship, so on and so forth. And the best thing you can do during this time period, because opportunities come in your way whether you want it or not, when you go and to keep receiving this opportunity and to enjoy it the best you can, learn to go with the flow. If a decision needs to be had, try to just breathe, make it, let it go, not be too worried about the consequences or the ands, just make it and move on. And whenever there's a slow time period, and I don't think there will be a lot of slow time periods, you might stop and have a day where everything feels normal and you feel like you have some sort of routine. Live it up. Be in that moment and feel that relaxation. Get rest when you can. Try not to allow yourself to be too emotionally dispersed. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I say it's interesting with the personal life being associated with the career. Now, I'm specifically talking about people who are in some sort of relationship that is bringing them down. If you're in a happy relationship and you have a great time with your partner and whatever like that, that's fine. Dude, this does not comply, or this does not apply to you is what I'm saying. But if you feel like you're just starting a relationship and you kind of can't tell their intentions, they're ghosting you, they're not ghosting you, you're not sure if they like other people, or if there's some sort of any potential stress, or maybe you've been dating the person for a while and it's just not been great, you're in a good mood when you come home from work, and then when you come home maybe they pick a fight, or you just feel like drained by them and somehow, they are going to be the person that prevents all of this newfound opportunity from popping off. Because you are going to be so distracted, and it seems like you are more someone, as much as you, like, you know, everyone loves to, like, work and stuff like that, you seem to be more focused and find most of your happiness in a relationship, which nothing's wrong with that. That's so positive. But if this relationship isn't fueling you, it's going to drain you. You're not going to make the best decisions possible. You are going to feel so worn out from work and this relationship. It is only going to lead you down a dark path. So the cards feel like it might not be the best to want to feel emotionally drained when you're about to be through kind of a roller coaster of things to come forward with your job opportunities. So just keep that in mind, but get excited, new beginning, positive stuff, keep it all together. This is a positive thing to go up and down, and the up and down will, even if it seems like down at sometimes, it will only be moving you forward in the right direction. So keep a level head, learn to, maybe take once a week to go have a cup of coffee with a friend. Keep steady is what I'm trying to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pick a card. I am Supermoon Tarot. I will see you in the next video.